everybody? It's Eric Von Kimball here with your wastewater report. And what I have for you today is actually from the Palestine Pearl. And it's an article about their wastewater treatment system, how they're actually replacing a centrifuge. So if you don't know what a centrifuge is, we're going to talk about that today. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions about the content that we're providing, or if you have any articles you might want to share. Definitely feel free to send it to me at eric@emcbham.com. Okay, so now we're getting right into Palestine, Texas. Palestine, Texas is into a new project where residents often find themselves flushing money down the toilet because their centrifuge system keeps breaking down. It looks like this centrifuge system that they currently have was built in 1996 and has been giving them some issues, it looks like. They rebuilt it 9 times. And so the team there, the mayor and plant supervisor, said it's time for an upgrade to a new system. So we gave them $500,000, which is nothing to blink at, or rather be, it's a big amount, basically. So, and of that $500,000, they're taking about 250,000, just under 250,000, to put it in the new system, to actually build the system, buy the system, put the system in. And let's see it. The team they're using the original one that they actually rebuilt 9 times as a backup, according to this article. Says that it's still a pretty good machine, and we don't want to just get rid of it. We don't want to kill it, because if something else happens to the new system, they have a backup plan, which is I think it's a really good idea to do. Now, one thing that I am a bit concerned about in this article is that he says he's not hiring any engineers. I'll link the article in the bottom too, so you can check it out for yourself. These are not my words; these are the words of the article. So he says that he's not hiring any engineers to put it in, but he's going to use his team, wastewater treatment team, to install said centrifuge, which I hope that they're qualified, because this thing is going to take 22 to 26 weeks to install, and that sounds like a very detailed, very meticulous process. So I hope that they know what they're doing, because according to some stats, United States sewage treatment system, we process as a country, as a whole country, we process about 34 billion gallons of wastewater a day. And Palestine, Texas is 2.38 million gallons a day of that 34 billion. So that's still a lot of water that has to be processed. Now, what's being processed in this water, in this whole wastewater process? Well, there's 3 different stages that the article actually goes in depth, funny enough, talking about the wastewater treatment process. You have your primary, your secondary, as well as your tertiary processes. The first part, the primary, is like collecting all of the big things, like the wipes, like the big. Sometimes you find toys and bottles and all kinds of things that can easily be separated as you go through the wastewater process. The second part of the process is getting to the smaller things and aerating the water, like the bacteria, getting things like microorganisms to break down, get some of those solid impurities that are in the wastewater to break down. And in here in the tertiary uses a combination of physical and chemical processes to remove harmful microbiological contaminants from the wastewater process. This also involves some filtration followed by disinfecting. We talked about disinfecting in one of our prior videos. Wastewater treatment plant in Kentucky, they're actually adding ultraviolet light. So, as time goes on, people are starting to wake up to these new technologies and using ultraviolet light as a way of getting rid of those bacteria at the very end of the whole process, just before it goes into the creeks and return to clean water. I'm not sure about the end of this. It says that about 80% of the world's wastewater is untreated when it returns to the environment. Now, those are some startling numbers. I'm not sure about that number. Don't quote me on that one, but I do know that Many undeveloped countries or third world countries do not have wastewater treatment systems as we would in the U.S. So something to take for granted for sure about the clean water that if you here live in America or if you live in a first world country, being able to have clean water every time you turn your faucet on, being able to have clean water every time you want to take a shower, every time you want to drink, makes you just that much more grateful about the systems that we have in place. And people like um, here in Palestine, Texas, a team here, making sure that they have their systems constantly working, making sure that they're changing parts out, changing centrifuges out, $500,000 pieces of equipment. And really, that's on the cheap end too for some equipment. Some equipment can get very, very pricey very quickly, and having the expertise and the manpower to facilitate these projects is very crucial because you're talking about um, a whole city's health is at risk when things don't work properly. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I love to hear more about you. Love to hear more about the ideas you have. If you have any content you'd like to share, feel free to send it my way. With that said, guys, hope you guys have an awesome day. This has been your Wastewater Report. I'm Mary Von Kimball. I'll see you later.